get my 6. What's up, guys? We're going up here to read a book. I just got in the mail Ray Bradbury, The October Country Stories. National Book Award winner, collection of short stories. I'm not going to be reading these stories to you. I'm just going to be telling you a story about why I'm reading these stories. We're going to be going up here, and we're going to be taking our time to get to exactly where we're going. We're going to try a strategy that's worked as of late, where we just kind of creep up on them, or it, or him, or her. So I'm going to ask you to get my 6, particularly along all portions of the tree line. We're going to go spend a bit of time in front of the tree line. Then we're going to sit just inside the tree line, where potentially the veil is very thin, right where field meets forest. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple things, a couple life skills I've learned I want to share with you, because you might be where I was yesterday. Didn't make a video yesterday, didn't get a whole lot of stuff done yesterday, and I'm going to tell you why. It's kind of intentional. It's still officially a week away, fall, but it feels like fall right now. I love it. It's beautiful. So let's get a little bit closer up here to the woods, and I'll let you know what's going on. Okay, we're going to creep up here in segments. Get my 6. So, I know your answer to this question is going to be yes, because I know you're a human being. But do you ever just wake up and you have one of those days where you just feel kind of like blah? It's like no motivation. You don't really feel like doing anything. I don't want to use the word, you feel depressed, because I don't really, that word's not part of my vocabulary, because when I do start to feel what many people associate, feelings or emotions that a lot of folks associate with that word, I stop myself immediately and I say, okay, what problem is it that I have right now in my life? You remember the video about TATA? TATA, of course, meaning all is well in this moment. So I was having one of these days yesterday morning. And so when I started feeling, the D word that I don't even like to use, it's like, wait a minute, what problem do I have right now? I've got a good life, good wife, great wife, healthy son, beautiful family that loves me, I love them. Our needs are met, we want for nothing. Bills are paid, there's money in the bank. We're getting ready to do some, and I have all of you guys to thank for this, okay, for watching the videos, and especially those of you who have been buying the books, like October Nights, 31 Tales for the Halloween season. I guess maybe my version of this, available on Amazon and print and Kindle, links in the description box below. We have several thousands of dollars worth of home improvements that have been put off for too long. And it's not just for the beautification of our home. It has to do with some electrical stuff we've needed done that was quickly becoming a fire hazard. We're able to do it now. We're going to have it done here in just a number of days. So my point to that is, things are really, really good. But yesterday morning, I just felt kind of bad. So, you know what I did about it? And it evolved. The first thing I did about it is that I got busy. And this is a life skill I learned from Sergeant First Class Eddie Baker when I was at the Warriors in Transition Battalion at Fort Lewis about 10 years ago after I got home from Iraq. I was there for 6 months. I was having surgery. I was going through rehab. There was hundreds of other soldiers there. It was a very depressing place, very dark time in my life. And Sergeant First Class Baker told me, he said, the absolute worst thing you can do when you feel bad is sit around thinking about your problems. You need to get out and you need to get active. You need to get busy doing something. And he would take us to the baseball games that the minor league team out there, the Rainiers, Tacoma Rainiers, he took us to all kinds of Seattle Seahawk football games up there in Seattle. It was great, but the lesson took with me. So yesterday when I had these feelings, I booted up the laptop and I started writing, the next story in Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 4. And I got it completed. It was 3,000 words. And when I was finished with that, I felt better. Didn't feel 100%, but I felt better than I felt when I was just sitting there, just allowing myself to feel bad without doing anything about it. So now, I'm going to creep up even closer to the wood line and keep going with this story. Keep getting my 6. Okay, guys. We're in the tree line. Watch my entire 6 o'clock, especially that. See if that moves. It's kind of early in the day. It's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's our pumpkin we gifted the other day. And back here's a pretty sizable X. Let's listen, and I'll watch the directions you can't see, and if I sense any sort of movement, I'll switch angles here. I had to get out of the house and make this video because Dearly is down there cooking. She's baking a chicken right now, and it smells so good, and I didn't even feel hungry, but my mouth, just even thinking about it, is watering. So, and by the way, guys, I've started putting the link to her channel in the description box below my videos as well, just recently. Life with Dearly. So if you want to learn how to cook all this stuff she cooks and see what she's got going on. She was feeding her fish this morning. I think she made a video about it. Our fish. That's something we had gotten away from because we had a jerk out here who would see us doing it and come over and tell us how, and I talked about this the last few days, how we're just kind of stupid for feeding our fish bread. We should be going and getting fish pellets. We don't feed those fish per se for their benefit. We feed them for our benefit. It's something that we enjoy doing. It's something that makes us happy, and we started doing it again here in the last week. I made that series of videos and I was like, why would we ever let somebody else's opinion, somebody who's cynical, critical, curmudgeon-y, negative and pessimistic and narcissistic, keep us from doing what we just like to come out and do? And so we've gotten back into feeding the fish. In the last few days, we've been pleasantly surprised because this summer we had a ginormous American snapping turtle move into our pond, and we were afraid that decisive tree knock. Did you hear it? We were afraid that this giant turtle ate all of our catfish and bass because we hadn't seen them. But what it turns out is just we weren't going down there looking for them regularly enough because we allowed somebody else's opinions, views, somebody who overstepped their bounds and for some reason felt it was okay to make our business any part of their business and then be vocal about it, keep us from doing, we'd be like, hey, you want to go feed it? Nah, what if so-and-so sees us and comes around and tells us you should be buying fish pellets? We just didn't want to deal with it. But, now we don't care. We believe we've remedied that issue. And if not, we will. Trust me. So we're feeding our fish in the last few days. It started out with, we saw 1 catfish, and then 2 came around. And then yesterday, our 3rd day in a row of feeding the fish, we saw 3, and one of them was very sizable. So they're still in there. We believe the turtle has moved on to the next pond because we haven't seen her in a while. And so it's good. People were saying I should dispatch the turtle. I should kill the turtle. I didn't want to kill the turtle because I know enough about biosystems to know that every entity within that biosystem plays a very important part. And when mankind comes along and goes in there and starts trying to trim this and cut out some of that, things get out of whack. The system gets thrown off, and I'm not going to be that guy. Okay, I know a lot of people I'm not going to be that guy. Okay, so anyway, back to yesterday. So I got my 3,000 word long short story completely written. This book's coming along great. We're almost halfway through volume 4. It'll be out this fall, maybe in about a month or so. So anyway, I come outside. Next on my list is to stack and split firewood. I didn't really feel like doing it, but I remembered Sergeant First Class Baker saying, when you get the blues, you get the blahs. Get out there and get busy doing something. So I'm splitting and stacking firewood. This was the 4th or 5th day in a row that I'm doing it with a 10-pound sledgehammer. Yeah, I moved for a reason. And a diamond splitting maul. And it's great. In just 4 or 5 days, however long I've been doing it, it doesn't hurt my wrists anymore. It doesn't hurt my hands. My forearms are more fit. And so I said, okay, I feel good, so I'm going to make sure not to overdo it. Just being out here, doing it again, consistently, day after day, has taken away that, a lot of the pain that a lot of folks, they try to do something like that, and it hurts so much they just stop and they don't do it. We can't get in this habit, folks, because this turns us into quitters. We'll never finish any project we start. And if it's a project as small as splitting firewood, think about the bigger projects. Like if you're trying to build something that takes a lot of time, or write a book in my case. If I start quitting because I'm uncomfortable with splitting firewood, that next book's not going to get written. Because you know what? It's difficult writing a book. It's challenging. It's time consuming. And it's meticulous. It's tedious. The actual writing part. I love the creativity associated with writing a book, but actually sitting down and typing for hours on end, it's not my thing, because I like being out here, and sometimes I do type out here. I'm going to be doing that a lot this fall now that the weather's more temperate. But anyway, so I'm splitting and stacking firewood. I make myself go for at least 30 minutes, but I refuse to allow myself to go longer because I don't want to overdo it and not be able to do it the next day. And I thought, you know what? Still feeling kind of blasé. Let's just stop with the plan we have for the day and let's mix it up and do things completely differently. And just a thought entered my head. Go get your family, throw them in the truck, and go into town and just take them out to lunch. And we're about half an hour outside of town. And so what we do is, because I'm all about efficiency, and time is valuable to me. I mean, if I go into town and back, I spend an hour driving. Okay, in an hour, I could stack and split, or split and stack, probably 2 days worth of wood once I'm in shape to do that. Or I could write 1,000 words. There's just, I know that my time is valuable. I know how to value my time. That's why I detest people who waste it. You tell me you're going to be at my house at 2, please be here at 2. Don't show up at 4. Because I stopped doing what I'm doing to be ready for you to be here at 2. So if you come at 4, you've just pissed away 2 hours of my time. So anyway, I go in the house, I get them, we go into town. Miss Dearly wanted to stop by the Walmart before we ate. And I said, sure, yeah, we'll go by there. And I mentioned before about how in Charlottesville, for some reason, people love to put their worldviews on bumper stickers and yard signs. And I talked about how when I was a mailman, I used to be able to get my entire daily's worth of reading in just by reading yard signs. But I saw a yard sign that I completely agreed with one time. And I agreed with a lot of them, or parts of some of them. But one said, it simply said, practice random acts of kindness. And so I was reading all the bumper stickers as I was in the parking lot, because we're in Charlottesville. One said, be kind to animals, love them, don't eat them. I've seen that before. I have a funny story about that, but it's got to go in a book. It wouldn't be acceptable to tell it here. So anyway, I decided I was going to practice a random act of kindness. So I saw a guy who appeared to be in need of a random act of kindness. So I performed a random act of kindness. He was shocked. He was like, wow, I can't believe you just from out of nowhere performed a random act of kindness. And I was like, yeah, I know. A lot of people put it in signs and bumper stickers, but I like to try to remember to do it every now and then. And the thing of it is, guys, is it wasn't so much for him as it was me, because it made me feel better. Okay, I was just not really feeling that good that day. So I helped someone else in a small way, and it just made me feel better. It was amazing. And no, I'm not going to tell you what I did, because that would take away the humility of the act. If you go out and you practice these random acts of kindness and then you go tell people about it, you've taken out the humility part. So anyway, went to Walmart, went and we ate Chinese buffet. Not the healthiest thing in the world, but it was tasty. And it was our favorite place for that sort of cuisine. And the place had been closed for 3 months due to COVID-19. So we were happy to see them open again. And we're happy to support them. A lot of folks have gone out of business because of this pandemic, and it's unfortunate. So we were happy to see that. Guys, I used to go there all the time for lunch when I lived in this area the first time. And then I left the country for like 8 years. Iraq, Middle East, Philippines, Asia, all over Asia. I came back and I remember going in there, and the woman that owns the place recognized me, and she was just so excited to see me and asked me, where have I been? And her husband's always in there too, so it was nothing inappropriate. And I don't know if you remember me or not, but they're just good people, It's think it's called the Oriental Buffet or something. It's on 29 North in Charlottesville. Most popular Chinese buffet in town. The food's good, the prices are good, and the people are good. So went in there at 8, came home, and when I got home, I said, I'm not going to do any more work. It's time for a break. I had all this work planned out, and I said no. I went upstairs. Dearly knew I was feeling bad. She gave me a 1 hour long full body massage, and I do the same for her regularly. And I took a nap for like an hour and a half. And when I woke up, I didn't come out here and do any more work. Enough work already, okay? And then today, it's Sunday. Guess what? I have done no work today, and I'm not going to. I slept in. I'm making a video because I'm trying to share, some life skills here. And of course, I hope you guys have been watching because I haven't been. I hope you've been watching my 6. I told Dearly after breakfast, I said, I'm going to, take a shower. I'm going to shave just so I feel fresh, but I'm not doing any. I've got Virginia burning bushes I need to put tree guards around. I got time. I'll get to them. I've got more weeds to chop and drop. I'll get to it. I got a ton of firewood to split. Hey, I did it 5 days in a row. It's okay to let everything kind of recover and rest up. I'll get back to it tomorrow, and I'll go for about 40 minutes. And by Halloween, I'll be able to get out there and do it all day, every day if I want. But guys, sometimes when we just feel like we got the blahs or the blues and there's nothing wrong, all is well, sometimes we just need to take a break. I didn't even exercise today. I didn't go biking. I didn't go running, and I'm not going to. So sometimes, and this is just my opinion, my views, what I've found out for me, when I feel like I've got the blues, it's not because I'm getting depressed and I need to go take a pill. And again, this is my view, my opinion. It could be that I just need to take a break. Take a break. Hinai, as we say in Visayan here around the farm or around the homestead, if we start working too hard. Hinai, slow and easy. Take it down. Take it down a notch. Slow the pace. Take it easy on yourself. So it's what I did yesterday for the second half of the day. And it's what I'm doing today. Hear it? They were knocking in approval. They're like, okay, Crazy Lake, yeah, take it easy. There it is again. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, big guy or girl or its or theys. But trust me, if I happen to be looking out the window and I see any sort of crazy activity up here, I'll come up and try to get it. So I'm not going to be splitting any wood or cutting any weeds while I'm up here. And for now, I'm going to stop this recording. I'm going to go read some Ray Bradbury, the October Country Stories, because fall is here. It's starting to feel like Halloween. Make sure you get your copy of October Nights, 31 Tales for the Halloween season before October gets here. I'm going to read some of those to you. I've already ordered my print copy, and it should be here any day now. Once October rolls around, I'll probably read at least half a dozen of those stories out of there for you. Looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again here on the channel, here at the PBS. The Potential Bigfoot Sasquatch Show.